Everybody, and welcome back to the Game Nexus. You got Dwayne and Stewart here. We're coming at you with another episode of Forward Observation. As is episode 3, we're talking about Aristeia again.
Yep.
And it's funny because we still don't have the game.
We still don't have it.
But since our last videos, we now have a lot more information to talk about, which is really cool. And for some reason, there's a lot of people who have this freaking game already.
Yes.
And are playing it and are
Yes.
rubbing it in our faces. We unfortunately don't have a copy, so we're hoping that we can get a preview copy soon, but if not, we will definitely have an unboxing when the game launches at the end of this month. Well, actually, I think we're seeing it, yeah, and it's before the end of November, so we'll have that in our hands. But, you know, interesting to note that we've actually got announcements on a new expansion for the game coming in February. So, you know, we're looking at a new team, essentially, or new characters that will go to the
new
team.
4 models.
Yeah. Now, worth mentioning, they've called this the Soldier of Fortune pack. The only thing that I can equate it to is how Guild Ball releases their product in the sense that they roll teams. In this situation, however, with Aristeia, you're free to mix and match these figures. So they are releasing it as the Soldier of Fortune expansion with 4 new heroes, but you can integrate them and mix and match with the existing product. So you're not forced to keep them as a team. So in this pack, you're going to see 4 new heroes. You're going to have Hannibal. You're going to have Laxmi, which is a hacker-style character that I've seen. Senor Massacre, which is, you know, basically a sort of a Deadpool-ish sword-wielding luchador.
Yeah, Infinity favorite.
And then we have Valkyrie, and Valkyrie is just a massive female warrior, like a Norse goddess, essentially, is what she looks like. So along with that, we're also getting a couple states. Now, I haven't dove into the rules 100%. They are available on the Aristeia, the game website. But the 2 new states are Stunned and Focused, and those play into the game, obviously, in certain ways with the rules. Haven't had a chance to look at it. But overall, Stu, what's your thoughts so far on Aristeia? Like, now that we've had a chance to digest some of the rules and look at the game?
I'm thinking it's shaping up to be a fun game. I'm you know, sort of frustrated as someone who, you know, doesn't have the time or resources to go to conventions that, you know, would basically have to wait quite a while for this and
get taunted in the process.
It seems odd that they've basically already started
selling feels like that.
Not just selling Aristeia, but selling its first expansion.
Yeah.
You know,
they're taking a nod out of the video game playbook.
There's really not like the sort of, I hope that they can kind of continue this momentum and, you know, in a couple months have a fairly robust gallery of characters.
Yeah. That speaks to the sustainability of the game, because if not, we will get to a point where we're only playing with the same figures all the time, right? Yeah. And from what I understand, and I don't know if you've seen any, but the core figures that come in the box set aren't available any other way. So like if you wanted to mix and match,
so Senior Massacre is,
you have to buy the core set.
He's an Infinity figure.
Yeah. And so imagine you could proxy him in with the Infinity version of it if you wanted to.
So there is the cross game thing, and like I'm sure soon we're gonna see Achilles.
Yeah.
He's got to make it in there.
Yeah, and from the lore side of things that I've read, you know, in the Aristeia, now that that's become known, is that they've shifted away from the constructs, and it looks like a lot of these Aristeia players are now actually the real deal, like real people, but with cubes and healing advanced medicine, they can basically heal them up after a match kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, the game looks great. Some concerns that I have over it is with such a limited amount of characters, the gameplay possibilities are very quickly going to become kind of locked down. They're not going to have, like, because they don't have a diverse amount of figures.
But they're going to get the diversity,
right?
I think.
Yeah, just a matter of can it happen quick enough before we start seeing metas with players who know how to win a game almost every time because of certain elements, right? But the big thing with the limited model lineup is that, like, if you take Maximus, there's only one Maximus in that starter set, right? So they're almost saying every single player needs to buy a set, because if you go to a friend's house to play and he takes the character you want,
I'm not honestly sure how they deal with multiple iterations of a character being on different sides. I would personally like it if that weren't a thing, but
they pretty much have to allow it, right? Like if you show up at a game with somebody who has the same characters, you can't tell him, sorry, you can't use it.
I don't see why.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the game is designed to be played with a single copy.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right too. Yeah. So there's a few lingering questions about how they're going to tackle that. Beyond that, though, the rules look tight. We're looking at a short. I think they talk about an hour-long play session. It plays to 5 rounds or 8 points, and it's timed, so there is no open-ended gameplay at that point. It's just it's 5 rounds. So it should be exciting. So look for more coverage. Like I said, we're going to keep rolling this out, and end of month release date. So stay tuned, and thanks for tuning in, guys.